Karen Dill, she said, and she was quoting this study. She said, and Schulzer and Anderson so skillfully showed us that we don't differentiate well at all between the myths that we have, meaning we hold in our mind's eye, and what we take to be real view. So what's in our mind's eye, what's a real view, we can't differentiate between those two, and that's a fact. And she's a A1 psychologist. That's a fact. What's in your mind's view and what's real view? You don't go and say, well, oh, let me differentiate between these. You don't. And she went on to say either through ignorance or through malicious intent, big media can sell an image of a people. Can sell an image of a people. So what is an image of a Muslim? He is, surreptitious, he is clandestine, he is violent, he is aggressive, he wants to take over. This is what they're trying to sell. That's why you have the Fear Incorporated report from a think tank in America where they're stating that these 5 talking heads were given over $43 million, and they traced all the monies back to go and talk things like, oh, they can't integrate here, Sharia is coming, Sharia is coming. What a nonsense. If you're talking from a Canadian perspective, how does that take over our laws and orders? It's impossible. How does it take over the Constitution of America? What a ridiculous thing to do.
What authoritative Islam calls Sharia, which is a pretty repressive, brutal program. It, by the way, is the justification for jihad. That you're supposed to, if you adhere to Sharia, if you subscribe to this program, you're supposed to engage in violent forms of jihad.
I mean, you go to a mosque to get married. If I go and pray, if I go and wash, that means I'm following Sharia, because Sharia tells you to wash before you pray. I mean, this is ridiculous. But you can't tell that on who's going to bring us, you see, on mainstream media to elucidate these facts and to edify them. They don't want that. They want selling points. It's about making money. Why not? You demonize the Muslims, you villainize them, you vilify them, you malign them. To do what? To sell your program, to sell the wars, to sell the armaments, to sell the contracts. It's all about big bucks, and the truth is out there. Michael Kodosky, he actually said, if the Buddhists had resources, we would demonize them. If the Buddhists had resources, we would demonize them. This is a world thinking machine, Kodosky, and he's saying that it's not because we're demonizing Muslims because they're inherently bad. It's because the resources are underneath their feet. So we have to demonize them in order to invade their lands. So if it were Buddhists, we would demonize the Buddhist. You see. So media becomes part of the person. You see, my dear viewer, I'm trying to impart the fact, because I have to let it for posterity, that whoever watches, for them to know that media becomes part of the person, like food. You keep eating junk, it becomes a part of you. You keep imbibing in terms of intellectual junk, it becomes a part of you. That's why psychologically you fall back on something that you know. So you will always fall back into the stereotypes that you have grown up with. A few examples of how it becomes a part of you. That's why that taxi driver in New York City, neck was slashed after being asked, are you a Muslim? He said, yes, I'm a Muslim. A 21-year-old Michael Enright. Actually, he was wrong in doing so. But he actually slashed. The media made a little bit of a thing of it and covered. Although it was big, he was slashed and stabbed. A local example here, four weeks ago. A lady waiting at the bus stop in the cold, in dead of winter, was not allowed onto the bus. The other lady that was beside her, she walked on. The other lady, they closed the door, and the bus driver said, nope, you're not coming in here. She had to wait another 20 minutes for the other bus to come in. Happening, right? Trickle-down effect. Yeah, that's right. Economically and spiritually and news-wise. Mosques have been vandalized all over Canada, all over America, and that's all out there. You can go to Islamophobia watch.org or .com, or there's a plethora of evidences out there that they have chronicled all of these happenings But yet who is there to read? Because we have to come sit down, have our food and just lay back and hold our opinions. So it takes a mind, it takes a critical mind to say, no. World should not be like that. Muslim was attacked. A Muslim lady was attacked in Toronto. A lady came and started, ripping off her hijab or her niqab off of her. But what the Muslim lady did was took her to court and sued her. And not only that, she took, made sure that the police got after her. So at least she did the right thing. But can you just imagine being attacked in a mall? Especially in Toronto when so many, diverse, what made that person do so?
We begin tonight with a CBC Toronto exclusive. A Muslim woman attacked in a shopping mall, a veil ripped from her face.
Was this an act motivated by hate? The victim is speaking out for the first time. Muhammad Leela brings you the CBC News exclusive.
I screamed at that moment, but no one was in the mall.
This is the first time Inas Qadri is speaking out. She was shopping with her children last year in Mississauga when she was approached by two strangers. This security video at the top right shows both of them entering the store. Qadri says the older one quickly began swearing at her, her religion, and her veil.
Leave our country. We don't go back to your country. That's what she said.
What happens next takes only a split second. The woman gets in Qadri's face, grabs her veil, and pulls her off camera.
Being attacked for no reason. For no reason. That's something difficult.
The attacker walked away while Qadri quickly ran for help. Rubina Nahid was the first to respond.
The two kids were standing just right here, and they were crying and they were scared.
For Qadri, that was the worst part. Her 3-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter watching it all happen. In her living room, Qadri read us part of her victim impact statement.
My kids don't feel secure with me alone, and always prefer to have someone bigger in size than me to feel safe.
When the video was played in court, the accused, Rosemary Creswell, pleaded guilty. When we spoke with Creswell on the phone, she admitted to pulling off the veil, but insisted it was all just a misunderstanding. You removed this woman's veil, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and
but
why
I have to go.
Okay, and why did you do that, ma'am?
I have to go.
I just like to know, why would you